Okay, hi. So I'm back, and we are now going to do the unsealed exhibits that are Ryan Reynolds. They are discovery that he has responded to a subpoena for, basically. Um, he was not deposed, so there's not going to be any deposition transcript. And at the moment, the documents that are being unsealed, they are from Blake Lively's. They are her exhibits, so we are still waiting for wayfarers. And just a word of warning, some of these documents that we're looking through may not look very flattering to Wayfarer. That's fine. Blake Lively's original complaint did not look very flattering to Wayfarer, and then Wayfarer responded. We are waiting for the exhibits that Wayfarer have, the ones they attach to their various motions, to be unsealed. And I'm sure that will give, they would not have attached them to their motions if they were not helpful to Wayfarer. So just to make people aware of that. Also, I've already done a video on Isabella Ferrer's unsealed deposition from Lively's attachments. It was not in the slightest bit awful for Wayfarer at all. So if we continue down that vein, I'm really not kind of concerned. Right now, though, we are going to go through all the messages and various things that Ryan Reynolds has sent and get a bit of a glimpse into his state of mind. So, yeah, I apologize if anyone needs Xanax by the end of it. Just also a little word as well, just beforehand. My children are home because it's evening here in the UK, so if there's any background noise, I apologize for that. But yeah, let's begin. So we are starting with look like, I don't know if they're text messages or emails of some, I don't know what platform this is. So a message from Ryan Reynolds at 4:44 in the morning, which he has sent to Josh Greenstein, who is like he was a president or executive or something at Sony. And then we got a response back from Josh Greenstein to Ryan Reynolds. And it starts, I mean, Garfield. I have no idea what that is. Congrats to you and your gang of Mad Max murderers over there. Incredible. I'm not rooting for any movie to lose because we all take the hit. But you really pulled off a marketing triumph with this, and marketing is my favorite discipline of all the martial arts. I hope I get the benefit of your black belt one of these days soon. The fuck is he on about? I'm going to make this a bit bigger. More importantly, Josh, I can't thank you enough for your level of integrity and leadership with the It Ends With Us drama. You're not only backstopping a vastly better version of the film, but you're making fans and allies left, right, and centre. The behind the scenes stuff has been so confounding. If I read it in a script, my main note would be to tone it down. This guy is genuinely touched in some very strange ways, like a melon baller lobotomy makes more sense than his self-propelled malignant stupidity and revolting behavior. I can imagine there's almost no aspect of this which has been easy for you to navigate, but you stood up for what's right in a system which, more often than not, favors what's easy. You've protected my wife from so much and so often, and in protecting her, you've also preserved the film and its ability to not only work commercially, but achieve a second and possibly better objective, giving voice to a vital issue affecting so many people. No matter what, you have a lifetime supply of admiration, respect, and friendship from me. If there's any way I can pay it forward anytime, say the word and I'll show up for you. Try me. If anyone needs a lobotomy, it's Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so the response from Josh Greenstein. Thanks, Ryan. So happy to be in the same conversation as Furiosa. Crazy. I really appreciate kind words. I'm so impressed with how Blake has handled the situation. Her North Star is the movie and the fans, and you can never go wrong with that as your driver. I tell my wife and daughters all the time, you need to advocate for yourself, especially in this world as a woman. Not only does Blake do that for herself, but she is a creative force and a total badass. Her cut is better, no question. I have her back all the way. Interesting. Would be a dream to have both of you making movies at Sony in the future. Yeah, I bet it would. Hope you enjoy having biggest movie of summer and probably biggest R-rated opening of all time. You will actually have you will actually have top 3 R-rated movie openings of all time. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, and on to the next exhibit. These are messages between Ryan Reynolds and Liz Plank. Ryan Reynolds, I'm a little baffled by Mr. Baldoni. I would love any guidance at some point, and this is dated the 12th of April 2023. Liz Plank, rats. I tried to warn Blake on the red flags, but I was hoping he had gotten better. I'm on a shoot right now. Want me to call you after? Reynolds, sure, zero pressure. We can talk tomorrow. And sigh. Plank, ugh, I'm sorry, Ryan. Working on his set was truly one of the worst days of my life, but it's survivable and I'll help. I wonder how she helped. Call me anytime tomorrow. Kiss. So that's the next one. Okay, so we'll go through some WME stuff as well. This is messages between Danny Greenberg and Patrick Whitesell. So a message from Danny Greenberg to Patrick Whitesell. Off tomorrow to New York City to see this shit show. Kind of quiet now, but Justin's crisis team ready for a war with her. They have all kinds of garbage on her. My guess is if this blows up, Ryan Reynolds will call you to make me clip our guy. I'll put the over-under on that by next Monday. Maybe we'll get lucky and it stays quiet, but unlikely. Movie is going to work. That's it for now, brother. And then Patrick Whitesell responds, okay, good luck, fun times. Okay, so don't forget Danny Greenberg. It was Justin Baldoni's WME agent. Patrick Whitesell was, I don't know, I think he was an executive. He's quite high up in WME. Okay, so this is, and I'm just to clarify, I'm just doing messages at the moment that are from sort of WME agents that are ones that Lively has attached to various motions. These are, I'm not going to do the deposition transcripts for WME. I'll do them separately. It's just I thought that there would be more exhibits from Ryan Reynolds, but there's not. So I'm just going to go through the actual just like text messages that are exhibited from WME. So here we have Josh Greenberg talking to Justin Baldoni. You remember just a minute ago I read the message between not Josh Greenberg, sorry, Danny Greenberg. And no, started with Ryan Reynolds' messages to Josh Greenstein, and then I just read Danny Greenberg and Patrick Whitesell, who they were talking about. What was it? Danny Greenberg described going to see the movie as going to see a shit show, right? And then was anticipating that, if things don't get better with Justin and Wayfarer, Ryan Reynolds was likely to call and ask him to cut Justin from WME. Well, now we got Danny Greenberg talking completely differently to Justin Baldoni. And you got Danny writing, just checking in to see how the week went. Here to talk if you need me for anything. Justin, hey man, had a really bad week. Really bad week, sorry. She had the audacity to email me directly and invite me to a meeting at her house alone if I choose. She refused a body double, which now Sony and Todd have to jump in to make sure that happens because that's just setting me up for a trap, although she's making me have one. She rejected all my storyboards for the sex scenes, so he has to get involved because she's trying to keep both of our clothes on for the big love scene, which is just ridiculous if you know the book. The whole thing is just a gigantic clusterfuck. And yet I'm doing my best to stay positive, although it's been very draining on me and time consuming over this week to be dealing with an actress who is rewriting the director and the writer and the director. I've gone through the whole script. I'm giving her 95% of what she wants for peace, but this is just a brutal experience. And then Danny writes back, good. You didn't go to her house. That's insanity. The whole thing is insanity. You have everyone behind you, and everyone knows how incredibly well you are handling this sicko. So he's referring to Blake Lively as a sicko. Hang in there, Justin. You're going to win in the end here. You see, and this pisses me off, right? Because people weren't actively saying to Justin Baldoni, oh no, we've got a problem with you. So if you have, in good faith, you've got an issue with someone, you talk to them about it. But they weren't doing that. They weren't doing it to Blake either. They were just playing one up against another. Then Justin writes back, we're all going to her house on Thursday, as that's where she has said the meeting needs to take place. She also doesn't want Jamie on set, which we're fighting back on. Danny says, good, you should. There has to be a line. I'll talk with Todd about that and Warren if I need to. Justin says, not right now, but feel free to check in with Todd next week. I'm doing my best to just stay positive and give her as many wins as possible to finish this thing, but it's going to be tough at some point. Warren needs to know that she's destroying her reputation. And then he writes, where we will need the most help is during the edit, because I'm not going to get everything she wants, and I foresee that being a big issue. I won't even have the time to barely show anybody the movie before I test it. That's what happens when you push the shoot to January. Danny liked that message and then responds, you will get more out of the edit team than you think. And we need to do everything in our power to keep her away. Spoiler alert, that failed. And then Justin loved the message. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, so this is another set of messages between Josh Greenstein and Justin Baldoni. This is in July 2024, 22nd of July. So Justin Baldoni, he writes, just missed a call from WME. Was that you? Danny Greenberg, yes. Justin, tried you back. Danny, on with Kaloff as Andrew Kaloff. All good. Can I call you back in a few? Justin, FYI, I'm in Sweden until premiere. Didn't know if you knew. 9 hours ahead. And Justin writes, by the way, just want to thank you again for having my back on that call with Ryan. I shared what you said with Emily, and that really meant a lot to both of us. Someone in this business has a backbone enough to stand up for me. Josh loved the message and then writes, always, it felt good doing it. Justin, I do think we need to figure out the logistics of the premiere and get the real scoop on if they're really not going to take a photo of me, as I don't want to be thrown into a cast and producer's picture and then have their faces all weird. I'd rather just get there early, then go inside. But I know that PR is very clear that they want me to be part of a cast photo. Danny, okay, we'll figure it out. Okay, so this is an email thread between Danny Greenberg, Jen Abel, Jamie Heath, and Matthew Mitchell on the 24th of July. From the first message is from Jen Abel. Jamie and Danny, appreciate you both keeping us in the loop and updated in real time regarding the potential situation. Just wanted to send a friendly reminder. If you could please share with us the legal letter that was sent by Blake Lively and her team. Per our conversation, we will go through point by point and draft context surrounding each situation. We can then flag what we are missing that would be helpful to arm us in the case that we need to refute any of the claims. Jamie, understand that you are also compiling information on the various incidents, which will be helpful to ensure we are in the know on everything. We will need potential witnesses, locations, context, people who could be in our corner to speak on background, to review any claims, and provide additional colour surrounding the atmosphere on set. To reiterate our strategy, we should not be doing anything proactive that could light our own fire unnecessarily. While it isn't ideal to be on the defense due to the ambiguity and uncertainty of what could potentially be claimed, we will just need to be prescriptive in immediately refuting whatever is made public with facts, third-party sourcing on background, and if necessary, a legal response. Please also keep us posted on where conversations net out with Sony and the premiere. Until then, we are moving forward, business as usual. I communicated this previously, but just to arm you further in your conversations, it's an easy thing to orchestrate a staggered arrival to ensure there is no crossing of paths on the carpet screening, and Justin can easily skip the after party. Here for any questions in the meantime, and we will stand by. Thank you, Jennifer. To which Danny Greenberg then responds, thanks, Jennifer. Should have some more premiere information later today or tomorrow. Here to discuss all whenever works for everyone. Okay, we'll see if there's anything else. So now we have text messages between Danny Greenberg and Patrick Whitesell on the 10th of August, 2024. So it's just after the premiere. Danny Greenberg, I think we're on a good path here. There's a truce between the publicists on both sides. Everyone expects to ride out the gossip which should pass and enjoy the success. I had to dial down the billionaire at the premiere who is ready for serious battle. So that would be Steve Sauerwitz. Justin is aware how helpful you've been to me and us. Here's his email if you want to congratulate him. Then Patrick Whitesell responds, great news, great job navigating. Danny, thank you. Wish I had more PW. I'm assuming that's Patrick Whitesell action. That's on me. I'll find it. Patrick, let's do it. Okay, so this has been submitted by Sony, but it is WME. So this is Danny Greenberg and someone else, but they've marked as home. So I'm not sure who it is. And at some point, whoever he's talking to, calls him babe. So it could be his wife. It could be someone at Sony. I don't know. But anyway, so this is on the 9th of August, 2024, right after the premiere. Danny Greenberg, try me one up. Home, I'm up. Kiss, kiss. Yeah, it sounds like a wife, potentially. Home, sorry about that craziness. Safe flight, we'll text. Kiss, kiss, kiss. Danny Greenberg loves that message. Then he says, throw some numbers at me, mama. Mama? What? Okay, it could be his wife or his mom. I'm confused at this point. Danny, on the plane, sweating the gossip. Home. Well, so far it's kind of amazing. Remember when we wanted to beat 17.4 million? They are projecting possibly 40 million. And maybe 42. Saturday night tells a story. Greenberg, incredible. Congratulations. You worked so hard on this. So very proud of your work. Best of the best. Sony lucky to have you. Right, so is someone at Sony then? Okay, someone at Sony who is marked as home and sends kisses in their message and calls him babe. Home. Babe, we're in this together all the way. Congrats to you. I would have died on Vine without you. Greenberg. Well, it did start with a general meeting we set for you and Justin. Nice when that actually becomes something. So happy we pulled this off. Home. So fucking happy. Greenberg. I guess if B and J make no statements, it's just noise and ultimately just dies down, right? And B and J, I'm guessing, are Blake and Justin. Home. Yep, exactly. Greenberg. I'm a little concerned about Steve S., so that'd be Sauerwitz. He was really aggressive when I spoke with him. I've been texting Jamie to make sure he's managed and to make sure he speaks with me before doing anything nuclear. Home. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you should. Greenberg. Well, of course. Those two will never be fully out of the woods with him. Not the kind of guy you want to feel about you the way he feels about them. Home. Call me when you land. Greenberg. Okay, 8:30. Then he comes back and says, tried you. Home, 46 mil. Loads of exclamation marks. Greenberg, it's unreal. Greenberg, I'm pushing for 59. Home, unreal. Greenberg, 50. Greenberg, are you a happy girl? Oh, be careful. Happy girl. Who is that Ange Giannetti? Greenberg, does Tom remember you walking into his office and saying we are making this movie? Home, I'm so happy. And I reminded him on the red carpet Tuesday night that very fact. I actually said we wouldn't have this movie without me. Hand to God, those words actually came out of my mouth. Greenberg, good for you. Love it. Home, shy, I ain't. Was something going on with them, whoever those two people are? I'm guessing that's female. Sony, my guess is Ange Giannetti, but I may be wrong. But why is she in his directory as Home? Are they married? Are they seeing each other? They seem very cozy with kisses and babe and all that stuff. Okay, so we got text messages between Danny Greenberg and Justin Baldoni in December 8th, 2022. How was your Netflix chat, Greenberg? Your Baldoni, it was good. It was obviously all about how much she wants or want it ends with us. What she should do is do it deal with Wayfarer Studios and me to produce female driven movies or emotional and inspiring films. Greenberg, good. Traded with her afterwards. Baldoni, either way, it's good to have something everybody wants. Greenberg, for sure. Baldoni, we sent the script to, they redacted who it is for the role of Atlas. If you could help push that through, I'm also excited about Blake. I'm leaning into her. At the moment, it's looking like WME people in this cast. Greenberg, great, on it. I'm guessing the redacted there is likely to be Brandon Sklenar. But we'll see. I don't want to swear to that that's the case. Okay, so for now, that's about it in terms of text messages. There will be more coming from all of these, from Ryan Reynolds, from WME. There's this unredacted stuff that Lively has filed, and these do not include the deposition transcripts, which they will have their individual videos for because they're quite lengthy. But for the text messages so far, that's it. I mean, the messages between Ryan Reynolds and Josh Greenstein from Sony was a bit, oh God, you know. But yeah. I don't know, there's a lot to think about. I will probably do Jenny Slate's deposition transcript next. Hers or Colleen Hoover's, I'm not sure. I will probably get to both of them one after the other, I think. Yeah, okay then.